Hello there, Sagittarius, and welcome to your February reading. Really great to see you again, and let's not waste a single second. Let's get into your channeled information. Every month when I get ready for each sign, I select a series of decks that I'll use for all of the different components of the reading. I bless them and I meditate. Whenever I meditate, I receive images, sounds, symbols, sometimes words, and I put these together for your channeled information. I wrote down the following information when I was tuning in. I said, this is a month where you're going to have to go the distance. Mentally, what I was seeing was someone trying to catch up. And I saw like different velocities or different speeds with which that person was moving, depending on the point in the month that they were at. So at some point this month, I do think you're going to have to try to catch up or to recover some lost velocity or some lost time. And I think that one of the components of this that's really important, especially when I was looking at the words going the distance or go the distance, is that you may be required, or it would be beneficial for you, let's put it that way, to go a little bit extra this month when it comes to people in your life that might be difficult. Trying to meet them at the halfway point, trying to perhaps be the first one to reach out and say, hey, I know this hasn't always been easy between the two of us, but I think we can share this goal in common. What if we tried this? Or I know you've been really passionate about this. I like this. What if we combined our efforts and tried to approach this from a different angle? So there definitely is some diplomacy that is at play this month, and that can be challenging sometimes. And I know your sign can feel like it wants to prove its point or kind of sit in a place sometimes and just wait for something to move. But this month, being flexible, seeing yourself sort of like a willow tree which can kind of bend with the wind, that's a great sort of meditation and a great symbol or metaphor for what you might need to do this month. Doesn't mean you have to break. It doesn't mean that you have to let go of anything that is really passionate to you, but it might mean that there are some areas that you can make room for a different point of view. So go the distance, find a way to catch up on any sort of lost time this month. So, don't be afraid to work harder. I think it's going to pay off. We'll take a look at your money sector when we looked at the expanded forecast and see if that actually gels with it. We'll also take a look and see if there's any sort of indications on resources this month, but I have a feeling that there will be. So don't be afraid to invest a little bit in anything that you've been slacking or lagging a little bit with. This is the month to catch up, okay? Without any additional delays, now let's get into the portion where I pull cards and we'll get some subsequential information on all the different parts of your life: health, wealth, love, destiny, plus anything else that wants to come through. All right, I'm gonna pull the camera down now and I'll pull all of the cards first and then we'll have a discussion about what I'm seeing. This section here that I'm looking at is gonna be past, present, and future influences. As always, I like to cap off the spread with a catalyst card, something that shows a way to navigate through everything that we're going to see here. And now we'll expand the forecast as well. And don't worry, at the very end of this, I'll make sure that I turn the camera down one more time so you can take in all of the imagery here. Now, as we look at the card at the top of the spread, this is the Catalyst card. It's actually titled here, The Skills. And when I'm looking at this, there are several messages that come through. For those of you that have ever held a bow and arrow, this is something I actually did back in high school. I remember it took a lot more, it was heavier than you would think, and it really took a lot of both strength to pull it back and then also precision to get to that the point that you were trying to hit on the target. And so when I see that, I actually see precision and practice coming through as sort of like what makes this skill come into something that's useful. So practicing something until the skill becomes muscle memory, and then having everything together, the confidence that you know what you're doing, the skills to back it up, and then the timing to make it happen. These are the components that are necessary to have your success, to drive your success this month. With that skill card in reverse, look at your life and think, what is it that I either need to put a little bit more practice into? Do I already have the skills, but do I lack the confidence? And would the confidence simply come with trying it a few more times? And then if I have all of that, what's holding me back from putting it into practice? And then that's when everything comes together and you're gonna hit the target. So what I'm seeing here is that many of you already have what it takes, but the timing's off a little bit. So focus on that and find internally what it is that you want to work on, so that the next time that you're up to bat, it's going to be something that is easy for you to hit. So lots of sports metaphors today, and that's not usual, but you get where I'm going with this, which is trust yourself and just be ready for that timing, so that when it happens, you're not going to have any hesitation, because you can't afford to hesitate. Okay? As I look at past influences this month, gentle nudge for you as we look at the strength card that was reversed, to take care of your physical strength. As we're looking at how that relates to the catalyst, it's also saying mental acuity is key. So do what you can to just feel like you're as sharp as possible. This can mean good nutrition, good sleep, and also doing the research, doing the homework that's necessary to know what's going on, okay? The other piece of this is challenges with authority figures. Whenever I see strength, the emperor, the empress, that's usually representing someone in your life who has power over you or who may try to get power over you. The card is reversed in this particular spread, and so what I'm seeing is that you have more power in the situation than you may give yourself credit for. And that's why the skills card was reversed, because you're doubting yourself perhaps. And the strength card can indicate a lot of times either a very maternal energy in your life. It doesn't have to be your mom, it doesn't even have to be a woman, but it tends to be someone who has the ability to exert some sort of a power or teaching sort of energy over you. So if it is a mentor, if it is someone that you look up to, and for some reason they're making you second guess yourself, or they're too much in your energy, this is your month to cultivate that internal strength. That's how you can take this card and flip it into the upright position and move forward with confidence and precision and take advantage of everything. Looking now at the energy that's presenting itself in the main part of the month here, I see growth. We have the Ten of Pentacles. One thing that is always intrinsic to this card is the power that you have to connect with others. And I think that was really kind of connecting back to going the distance. You have what it takes to do that. You also have great connections. This can indicate support from friends, business partners, marital connections. Don't underestimate your own sort of collection of people in your network that can come to your aid if needed. The other thing is, this is all about how you're feeling in your head this month. Your battles, whether they are something that's going to be in a relationship, business negotiation, or just trying to talk to someone and get them to see your point of view, it's all in your head this month. If you can see it, if you can visualize the outcome, and if you can convey what you're feeling as well, it's important. The other thing with this particular illustration of the Ten of Pentacles is, don't be so much in your head that you forget your heart. There's no cups when I'm looking at what's going on, and there's not a lot of sort of emotional energy that I'm seeing elsewhere. So I think that it would be important to pull a little bit of that emotion into it, because otherwise with strength, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands, this can come as a sort of overly in-your-face kind of approach towards things. And I think that's why when I was channeling earlier, I saw going the distance, adding some space, trying to catch up. But I think the catch-up piece could also be just simply trying to strike a conversation with someone and to get to know them a little bit. So work with your heart space and with all of this insight that's coming through loud and clear. I have a lot of confidence in your sign to manage things this month. The Queen of Wands upright is showing me equal skill when it comes to your life and to others to oversee things. So lean on that skill. If it's something that you don't feel that you have, then maybe cultivate it a bit, since that skill card was reversed, and I'm seeing that as something that you could use for success, or that will aid you in the long run. I also see a need to balance possibly two different paths in front of you that are vying for your attention. So figure out what you really want to accomplish the most this month, and you can kind of adjust your energy accordingly. But it feels like there's a little bit of a tug of war between what you need to do and what you want to do. So do your best to try to bring both of those some sense of completion and the best of your energy. But I think one of them is going to require more. So if you have to choose, be ready to choose. When I'm looking at health this month, we see joy and stability. I just talked about not seeing a lot of sort of emotional energy this month. So I think it would be great for you if you had a chance to simply, and this is a common thread that I've seen across 2 or 3 signs this month, by the way, but I think it would just be nice to have some fun. And particularly with people that you love, friends, loved ones, lovers. The joy and stability card is showing me that through that sense of decompression, of enjoyment, of being in the state of joy, that things start to get done. Things are easier. You start to see things from a different perspective. And there was so much head energy that I was picking up on, so much cognitive energy, that I feel like you need to get out of that a little bit, and this will be a great way to do it. Overall, with health, you want to focus on stability. I'm seeing this also come through strong as third chakra energy, because I'm looking at that bright orange color, yellow and orange. So it might be second and third chakras that you want to pay attention to this month if you're meditating. A lot of that can be about relationship health. For some of you, that can be around your stomach as well. So make sure that if you're feeling anything sitting in that space that doesn't feel good, you take care of it. And I'm talking both physically and metaphysically. So if you have stomach pains, look at your diet, talk to a doctor if you need to. If you're feeling a sort of third chakra awakening or a sharp pain when you're talking to someone, it can also be an indication of a healing that needs to take place in that relationship. So a little bit of both might be necessary this month, but work on strengthening that chakra. Looking at your wealth sector, we have storm. Changes are afoot. There are possibly some uncomfortable changes that you might be dealing with. For me, storm is instability, and it runs counter to the message that we were seeing in health. So where that looks like you're going to be stabilizing or healing, what I see with wealth is a need for reorganization. The storm card to me functions a lot like the tower. When it's reversed, it means pay attention to what you can fix, where you can move things around, also preparing for instability over the course of the next 2 to 3 months. So change can mean that things that were predictable aren't predictable anymore, but change can also bring healthier days ahead. So work with this energy of change and metamorphosis right now. Fix the stuff that you feel like you want to improve, whether that's erasing debts, putting more in savings, deciding to, in the long run, basically maybe shift the way you're investing, maybe buy a house, whatever. But there seems to be some big changes in your financial and career sector. So work with them and know that all things happen for a reason, and it looks like this is just to get better organized and have a better foundation. As we're looking at relationships overall, it looks like some of you are basically being tapped out for counseling this month. That fits nicely with what I'm seeing here in the Ten of Pentacles and also with the Strength card. But this card was reversed. So when we see Strength reversed and this counseling card reversed, it means that some of you could be feeling a sense of exhaustion from how much people are leaning on you. So it's important this month to only do what feels like it's necessary, or in other words, put some healthy limits, say no, push back. That's something that I said to another sign, and it also works for you. Now, as we look at your future-facing card, your destiny card, it says, I choose love no matter what. Beautiful, beautiful card and message. And this is reminding you that no matter how difficult someone is in your life, an adversary, a perceived enemy, they're coming through to either reflect something that you need to work on, or because they, in their own energy, in their own heart, their own mind, they actually are seeking out love in a very different way. And as a light worker, your challenge is to demonstrate through your own actions and your own integrity and your own heart-centered approach what the right path is. I talked at great length in the past year and maybe even before that about cultivating what I call lighthouses on this planet. And that's basically people that stand up above the crowd, showing the way of light, showing by example, leading by example, what to do, how to do it. So what I'm seeing when I look at those center cards, that's what it really is: strength of character, trusting in your own skills, your own sort of moral compass, and then leading people by doing the same. So I think that's your challenge this month, really, is to use love, use your heart, allow that to bring happiness to you and that sense of stability. And then this is going to allow others in your life to know how to do this from a different perspective. It doesn't always have to be a battle. And that was also kind of connecting with that, going the distance. One quick review, I think I've already hit on some of this right now, which is you have what it takes this month to navigate. Some of you just need a little more practice or a little more confidence. Try to not let people that are sort of attempting to control you or not supporting you impede your plans. Instead, cultivate that internal strength and trust in yourself. Lead by example, something that we were talking here, from a heart-centered place, not from an ego-centered place. And that's where I think some of the healing can take place. As we're looking at your health, in fact, try to smile, try to laugh, try to live in a place of joy, and allow that to be a stabilizing force for you. With your finances and with your job and with your money this month, be ready to make some necessary changes. Follow your heart, your integrity, and what you know. You'll make the right choices in that area. If people are coming to you for advice, one, it's a compliment because they trust your integrity, they trust your decision-making ability, and they trust your skills. But don't give away so much that there's nothing left. There's a need to sort of put up some healthy limits. Finally, and to a great extent already, we talked about it, love and the heart. This is the only way to go this month. You really want to show people what it means to live in a heart-centric way, and how that, really everybody can end up feeling good about a decision. It doesn't have to be kind of binary or polarized, win or lose, okay? This brings your monthly forecast to a close, but if you ever feel like you want to talk about something in your life, a difficult decision with money, with a career, with love, I'm definitely here for you, and you can click that first link to book an appointment. If you like what you see on this channel and you just like to give back a little bit, you can do so by clicking the second link, and a donation as little as $1, whether it's one time or once a month, makes a big difference. It definitely goes into creating videos just like this and helps make them possible. So thank you in advance if that's something that you're drawn to do. You can also show your support simply by clicking the subscribe button, liking the video, and sharing it with someone that you care about. I'm on social media, so if you'd like to join me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, click that third link and there's a page where you can do all of the above plus anything that I forgot to say. So thank you again for all of your love and support, but most importantly, I like to end with gratitude because, as I said earlier, this is all about cultivating the light within and allowing you to see that you have more to offer than you ever could believe. And by doing that, I do believe that you're able to be someone that, this is why the counseling card came up. You're going to be someone that people are drawn to. It's not always just because of what you say, it's because of how you say it and how you live your life. So be that example for others. Know that your strength, your integrity, your heart-centered approach towards life, this is what's going to help bring up the frequency of your life, the planet, and ultimately help you get further on your soul's path. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your journey. I hope that this video helped. Wishing you love, light, and happiness now and always. I'll see you again next month.